I will start within 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll start within 2 minutes. So I'll clarify what's going to happen today. So just be patient. 2 minutes. Okay. So let's see. We have about 30 minutes till the interest rate decision. So FOMC projections, and we have 2:15 minutes candle left to it. So what's the criteria? Okay, so take a note of this point: 19,292, 19,229. First you have to keep this in mind. Okay, draw it on your chart. The other level is 19,201. Okay, so these are the two levels I'm watching. As well as the price will come towards this point, I'm interested in getting longs. Okay, if the price reaches to this point, which it probably will, okay, it's gonna reach to this point, then it's gonna bounce off this point. So basically what I'm looking today for the FOMC, if I to trade this, I will try to buy it from this point. So if we look at it from the higher time frame perspective, just check this out. You see this point, the low on the 16th September low, the high of 17th September. So on a 4 hours time frame, from this point to that point, that's a range. Okay, we have been chopping around within the range. I need the price to move below the range, come to this point or probably this point. So overall I am not interested in taking a short. Okay, I am only interested in taking swing longs, no swing shorts. So if you want to take a higher time frame perspective, you can think of it in terms of no swing shorts, only swing longs. So where is the probable area of interest where the market will probably gravitate towards and will move towards the upside? So keep a note of this point. So what is going to break this narrative? This is a narrative I'm trying to play, right? If we move below 146 overall, look at it from this point. If we move below 146, then the whole narrative will be invalid. Then I'll be waiting for the market to come back and regain 19,201. I'll put my stop loss just below 19,201 and this box. Okay, so keep a note of this box. I'm repeating this again and again. If you want to get chopped, please go ahead, but I do not short this thing. Do not short this thing. If you want to buy it, okay, I'll try to buy it, right? This is the area of interest: 19,292, 19,229 is the point where the market will probably come like very sharply. Okay, it's gonna like come to this point very sharply and may not stay here. if it, for example, if it starts to move below with strength, then I'll not do anything. I'll wait for the market to regain this territory. I'm using 201 and the extreme of this green box as my stop loss placement. Okay, then it's going to move back up. So where can I expect the market to go? The most obvious place where I'm looking to target is this point, 19,630. This is the most obvious area of interest. It's gonna obviously reach to this point. So what is the ideal case? First market move below, I'll try to buy it, then move back up to 630. Get it? So take a note of this. In 30 minutes everything will be clear. Okay, in 30 minutes you'll see what I'm talking about. So 19,292 and 201, this is the first area. So let's look at it from the point of view of QQQs, which is the EFT for the Nasdaq. Okay, you should have this on your chart, 468.75. 468.75. I'm gonna tell you how I'm going to play this narrative. Keep this in mind. I'm overall interested in getting longs than shorts. So definitely not interested in getting longs as long as we are above 468.75. For example, if we starts to come like sharply below this point, we like don't even recognize this thing, right? We come to even on a smaller time frame, we come to this point. The moment we move below, even a tick below this point, I'll stop. I'll not do anything. Okay, I'll wait for the market to regain 68.75, from where I will be using 68.75 as my stop loss placement. I'll be using 68.75 as my floor for the stop loss. Okay, then it's gonna do something like so. This is what I'm basically thinking. This is a general idea, and I'm targeting, I'm hoping, and I'm basically thinking that the market is more likely to move up than towards the downside. 468.75 is the last line of defense, or the extreme of the range, basically. So that's what I was aiming for on Tuesday. This was the point I was aiming for. We left this and we are chopping around where we opened on the weekly time frame. So basically, if you look at it from the monthly candle, the whole month is a doji. Okay, and we haven't taken out the high of the month. We have been chopping around the previous open and close month of, so this is our range. I'm thinking that we may take out the high of the month, which we haven't till now. So whatever the market do, I'm only allowed to engage when the price comes to 292 and 229, because from this point my stop loss placement will be tight and my risk will be relatively low, with the probability of it panning out giving me 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. So that's the whole criteria. Direction does not mean anything in it of itself. If I'm, for example, saying I'm thinking that the market is trying to go up, can I buy it here? No. If I buy it here, my stop loss would be below this point or somewhere below. I feel safe, right? So I want the price to move up. That's one thing is certain. I want it to move up. Second thing, where will I buy it for me to frame a good risk to reward ratio? So these are the two criteria which I'm looking at. So guys, I will not be live for the FOMC. I have to go, so that's why I've came before the FOMC. I have to be somewhere at basically 2, right? Yeah, 14. So I have to be somewhere, but this is the narrative. I wanted to present it to you, and you should have it on your chart. Just watch how the price reacts around these points, 19,292 and 19,229. So that's the whole criteria. Get it? भैया डेल्टा पे यार मुझे नहीं पता डेल्टा एक्सचेंज के ऊपर है कि नहीं आई डोंट नो विजिट N17 कैस हाउ आर यू ब्रदर you understood the what I'm trying to convey or you are having some difficulty do you understand oh well you don't trade Nasdaq so that's nice you have 20 minutes okay that's nice you like gold right check this out you see this point 502 this was the criteria I mentioned on basically this was what was the date 9 September I said ke as long as the price stays above this point I'm not interested in getting short only can take swing longs and day trade shorts and day trade longs so basically that's what the higher time frame criteria is right look where we are so on vein stream I was trying to basically tell you that there are other ways to look for the higher time frame extremes and higher time frame perspective basically when you are trying to understand the fundamentals you are trying to analyze the market through a higher time frame lens there are very other efficient method to do that so that was the whole point I didn't want to because I understand what Wayne's talk about he's a good marketer he don't even probably don't even trade the whole thing which he talks about so I love that guy. Don't mean any disrespect. He's a very cool guy, but in a sense, his bread and butter is what he sells. This was for the gold, right? Check this out. How can I see these things before it happens? Right? This was the criteria. It was all live. This was the bottom. I called out the bottom. Right? I called out the bottom live. Like on 6th September, go watch my stream. This was the bottom. I was saying this is going to be the bottom, and I also said this is all everything I said. I'm not using any of the fundamentals. Visit. I'm really not using any fundamentals. So how can I call price? So that's like you're chasing something and wasting your time if you're learning fundamentals, hoping that you're gonna be able to trade or frame a good risk to reward through the fundamentals, right? So when you're looking for fundamentals, you're not even looking at the fundamentals. First, you have to understand, then crunch the data. Then you come to a conclusion. Okay? So then you come to a conclusion. Then you realize that everybody has their own interpretation of the fundamentals. So now you are taking account of the fundamentals and everybody perception of the fundamentals. When are you going to trade? You get it? You're not even trading the fundamentals, you're trading the perception of the fundamentals. Everybody has their own subjective perception of the fundamentals. Two economists will not agree with each other. And here we are wanting to take a trade with a good risk to reward ratio. So that's just a waste of time. So I felt you when you said KR, I just wanted to get profitable as long as it takes. So I understood. I tried to, I've been there. So that's why I was trying to help you. in a sense that you were looking for something, you thought fundamentals is the right thing. No, it's not. You just focus on price, you'll find a good way to. Wizard, if I tell you something which is gonna save probably a year or two, is you don't have to. Yeah, and shadow quotes. I understand. I am well aware of the community of ICT and all of the trading community. So I know what you're talking about, but in a sense, I want to save, like, basically, if you hear, I don't know if you're gonna agree with me or not, but I'm telling you on the basis of facts, right? You have a familiarity bias with gold and USD JPY. Okay, those pairs in and of itself, or forex, is basically not built to trend. Okay, sometimes it trends, most of the time it chops. So if you shift yourself, if you just focus on US 100, you can use Nasdaq or S&P 500. It's and just focus on that. Okay, just focus on that. You're gonna, like, it's gonna speed up your process towards profitability. Basically, you can understand that I don't have any agenda, right? I'm not selling you anything. I haven't sold anything on this channel for, I'm uploading for a year, right? So I'm just guiding you. Just focus on Nasdaq and S&P 500. So because Nasdaq and S&P 500 will respect the levels. Okay, it's not gonna overshoot. It will not fuck you. It's Other pairs will make sure that they skew your risk to reward ratio. So, and trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So, see this precision. It was all live, right? It was all live. ITM shadow codes. I think you have an esoteric mind. Keep it simple, buddy. Keep it simple. It's not like that. Okay, we have about 10, 12 minutes till the numbers are out. Hello, Mario. How are you doing, bro? visit N17 if you shift to Nasdaq now. Okay, if you shift to Nasdaq, I'll suggest you a single video. Okay, I'll just suggest you a single video, but you have to take some time first. Okay, once you get familiar with the Nasdaq, you come to me, I'll tell you, and that video is gonna be very good for you. Okay, so it's basically free, everything is free. I'm not charging you anything, but I just wanna basically don't want you to get into pitfalls. How are you, Ghulam Farooq? Okay, so no. You get familiar with the Nasdaq first. You get familiar how it moves, how it respects. If you apply some of the ICT's concept, even though Nasdaq respects it. If you're using ICT concept, I think you're familiar with the ICT. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so if you are familiar with the ICT, just backtest it on Nasdaq. You'll see completely different results, because Nasdaq and S&P probably is more likely to respect your levels. Okay, Mario, you're late, bro. Just you know what to do, right? Ghulam Farooq, also you know what to do. 146 was the level which is going to break the whole narrative. Okay, as I'm looking at the high time frame extreme, keep this in mind, both of you. Okay, you see this point from this low to this high, we are still chopping around within the range. Okay, we are still chopping around within the range. I want the price to move below this extreme. Okay, below this extreme, or max it can move to 202. If we move below 202, then I'll not be doing anything. So keep a note of this point of view. Okay, you guys have been here for very like many streams, so you obviously know what I'm talking about. 19,292 in sense of execution. Get it? No swing what? No swing shorts, only can take swing longs. And today this area can potentially become a swing long trade. Keep this in mind, but please don't get chopped up. You know how I trade basically, right? Okay, for example, if the market starts to react from this point, yes it is. Okay, if the market starts to react from this point, I'll try it if with a good validation, right? And what is the point of this whole narrative? I want a very tight stop. Okay, I want a good validation from this extreme. The first extreme point is 292, the other one is 229. Okay, what is more important within these two levels? The lower portion is more important. Okay, lower portion is more important, more likely to reward a good risk to reward. So okay, if we start to come, for example, if we do not even recognize 292, I'll not do anything. I'll just wait for it. If it's keep falling from this point, comes to this point 229. Okay, I'll need some sort of validation from this point. If we give a good validation, I'll put my stop loss below. Max is 201. Okay, and to be exactly precise, Mario, have this on your chart. Okay, if we move below, okay, we move below, I need some time, basically 4 hours to close below 468. Then I'll think about shorting it, but not this week probably. So keep this in mind. 468.75, no swing shorts. Yeah, visit ऐसा है कि just get familiar with the Nasdaq. At least trade it for 2 months. Trade it for 2 months. If you need any help, you can ask me. I'll just point you in the right direction. That's all. Don't care about the money supply, bro. That thing is too far-fetched. M2, M1 money supply. That has nothing to do with trading, basically, right? Those people are like nothing to do with economic reports. Those things are easy to sell, basically. A lot of shit to talk about, a lot of things to make it more complex. So don't focus on that. Focus on the extreme points and risk to reward ratio. For example, this is what I'm thinking as the extreme point. The market hasn't reached it yet. I'll be using this point as an extreme point, using my stop loss just below this point. So I can probably reap a good risk to reward ratio within 5 minutes. Okay, I might not be able to hang out for the whole FOMC. I may go within 5 minutes. I have to go. That's why I came here before the FOMC. But keep this in mind. So 229, 201. गुलाम फारूक मिल गया तुम्हें? समझ आ गया नैरेटिव? Okay. Zabardast. Try not to get chopped because you can get chopped easily. Just use this as, for example, area of interest and execute however you execute on your own way. But this is the area I'm looking at, and this can get a very good risk to reward. And where the probable target is, okay, probable target is Mario 630 is the first target. The second one is 828, which is a standard deviation of this point. Okay, so on a 4 hours from this point, so take this high at this high, and between this we are in the middle of the range. Below this point, we have 6 minutes. Three minutes. Oh boy. Two minutes. We have press conference at 2:30, so the first move, the second move, that's what I am anticipating. So it's gonna range is going to expand. We have about 2 minutes. Okay, let's wait a minute. Let's also do something on gold. $562. Okay, 562, the first one. If we lose 562, the next one will be, I'm not allowed to go short on gold. Keep this in mind. No swing shorts on gold. Oh, last minute, 30 seconds. 528, 505, 528, 528. Let's 528 and 505. Okay, this is the whole narrative for the swing trade. This is a swing trading narrative. Keep this in mind, not a short-term perspective. Oh, here we go. If you move up, okay, so that's fine. That is my basic criteria, but I'm not going to go long from this point now. Okay, first we are moving up, then okay. So bias was good. Probably will get the trade. 630. It's going to my target before coming to that point, so that's one thing. Just to make it clear, I'm not in it. I'm not in it. Obviously, if I enter, I will show what I'm doing. So, oh, it's moved to the target. Ooh. Okay, guys, I have to go. Thanks for your time, brother. It's the video. If you wanna watch it, that was what. July 12th. Okay. Okay, boys. I have to go. I have to go.